So let's talk about why I, as an empowered woman, am not interested in being promiscuous, participating in casual sex, or any other type of risque sexual behavior. So, first and foremost, I am in Italy as we speak, Milan, and I just came back from a nightclub where I was, in VIP with a group of Italian men. And I had a good time. It was okay, but I think one of the men thought he was going to be lucky tonight, and he obviously doesn't know me. But I wanted to talk about it because it tends to come up here and there, and I know on the brink of this divine feminine rising and the rise of the woman and this liberation of women, we do see a lot of people that are very, they're into expressing themselves very sexually, in the realm of being promiscuous and being, sleeping with who, whatever, right? And that's their right. There's no judgment. But me, I'm like the total opposite. I'm like very much about purity, and I'm kind of like a monk. Sexual discipline for men and women is like the top three things that I admire and respect when it comes down to men and women. It's one of the top things I admire about myself. I have always been like that. So it's not about sexual oppression. It's not about me feeling oppressed. I simply don't have the desire, never have had the desire, even as a teenager, to be promiscuous or to just have superficial, casual experiences with people. I've always wanted my sexual experiences with other people to be something that was deeply meaningful, something that was deeply spiritual, and something that came after we were mentally, emotionally connected. That physical connection should be the cherry on top. I've always felt that way, even as a little girl. I'm the type of person where I don't even get sexually stimulated until we are mentally and emotionally connected. I'm the type of person where I can come across attractive people and admire them for being attractive, but that doesn't mean that my juices are flowing. Like, they're usually not. They're usually not. I've never been the type of person that looked at somebody and be like, oh, I want to have sex with them. Never have been and never will be. I'm one of the most non-superficial people you will ever meet. I've always wanted to get to know people's soul and who they are. And on top of that, one, I'm a spiritualist, so I understand the spiritual dynamic that happens when you're intertwining your soul with others, which we do through sexual experiences. Also, I'm an herbalist. I work in health. I get people emailing me all the time about, the bumps and the mumps and the itches that they have going on, usually from sexual experiences. So I understand the health aspect, I understand the spiritual aspect of it, and I understand that when we treat something that is so sacred as so casual, it devalues it. So personally for me, I know that other people can intertwine themselves in there, but for me and who I am, it would be very detrimental to me. It would be very detrimental spiritually to me because it's not something that my soul craves. For me to have casual relations with people would almost be similar to me being, raped or taken by force. It's something that my soul and my body would be in resistance to because it's not me. It never will be. And I know there's some people that be like, oh, well, no. You're just oppressed. We have to stop thinking that everybody is one type of way. Everybody's not one type of way. There's some people who love casual sex and love just meeting people and they can, be all out and into people. They love that and that's for them. And then there's people that are totally on the opposite, where they may be almost asexual in a sense, where they might not get sexually stimulated by anybody. And then there's people in the middle. But beyond that, there's all type of outliers. So I hate when we try to put people in a box and we try to tell people anytime we get into that there's one right way or there's only a few right ways to do a thing, that's when we're getting back into legalism and religious doctrine, right? So for people to say, oh, well, if you're an empowered woman, to be free means that you're having all type of casual experiences, you're having all type of threesomes, and if you want to do bestiality, whatever the hell you're into, that's freedom, that's expression and sexual freedom. No, that's sexual freedom for you. Sexual freedom for me could be going years without any type of sexual experience with somebody. So me, I tend to be very dynamic in the type of woman that I am. I'm probably the freakiest monk you will ever meet. I have the sex drive of probably a male. When I've been married and when I've, dated, I tend to be it tends to be hard for them to keep up with me. But outside of having a deep committed relationship, I can go years without being intimate with somebody and it doesn't bother me at all. And maybe it's because I've also learned to master self-pleasure, which I kind of prefer. I prefer self-pleasure over any type of casual, superficial experience. Always will. I tell, my friends and stuff, I tell them I'm my best lover. I am my best lover. And because I'm my best lover, when I am in a committed, connected relationship, the sex is always excellent because I know what my body likes and what my body needs. So when I'm with somebody else, I can easily direct them on what works for me because I know me so well, because I love me so well. I make love to me. So it's just like, one, on the spiritual aspect, whenever you're intimate with lovers and, let's just say partners, whether it's casual or relationships, you're taking on the spiritual baggage of this person and whatever spiritual baggage they have accumulated, because you're merging fields with them. So you're taking on that baggage of them. Also, if they have any attachments, any demonic entities, attachments, all of that, that can also get a hold onto you because you're merging your fields. And it's like you're almost in submission to this merge that is taking place. It's almost like when you come into a legally bounding marriage. It has spiritual aspects to it. We're so unaware of the spirit world that we don't realize the contracts that we're making, even when we're just merging our bodies with different people. And that's why people who usually partake in sex work deal with so many type of mental illnesses and illnesses of the body and feeling attacked and things, because they're so intertwined and connected with other energy fields of these other people that they're dealing with. Also, health. I'm going to tell y'all, health. And I've known this since I was like in high school, because I've always studied health. I've always wanted to know about the human body. That's kind of how I got into herbalism and things, right? Condoms don't protect you from everything. I don't know if people know that, but condoms don't protect you from everything. Herpes, you can get herpes using condoms. Yes. Depending on the area of the infection and where the skin comes in contact with your skin, you can get herpes from using condoms. Also, you have HSV1, HSV2. They can both be in any area. Also, even with HIV, if you're undetected, it might not show up on a test. There's certain different tests that you have to get to show, like, even when it's in that undetected phase, or when it's in a new phase where it might not be replicated so much in the body because it's a new infection. Also, HPV. You can get HPV using condoms. You can get genital warts using condoms. You can get crabs using condoms. So condoms don't protect you from all STDs, nor do it protect you from the spiritual bonding and merging that is going on. Now, as well as just the spiritual and the health implications, because one thing I realized as an empowered woman is that people can take your favor. People can take your energy in your favor when you're sexually merging with them. And we don't talk enough about that. That's another of the spiritual implications. somebody that is very spiritually gifted and powerful, it would behoove you not to just be having casual sex willy-nilly, allowing people to energetically drain you and attach onto you. So because I understand that, I'm not interested, honey. Not, I understand it on a soul level, always have, and that's why I've never been interested. It's not a preference of mine. And it has nothing to do with me being oppressed or me being, brainwashed into religion. It's just on a deep soul level, not interested. And me, I'm the type of person, I do what I want to do when I want to do it. Always have and always will. People who know me personally know, like, Jessica does what the fuck she want to do. Don't really matter. But with the sex thing, never been interested. Furthermore, because I know, for me, I'm a very deep person. I feel, I am. It's just, I feel on different dimensions. I think on different dimensions. For me to merge my being with somebody on that level, it would be somebody I trust, somebody I want to go deep with like that. One thing I realized with people who are used to having casual sex, sex for them is so mechanical. This is why, a lot of them will be like, well, it's certain things I don't do. I don't do oral. I don't do, licking feet. And because you don't want to do those things when you're just having sex with random strangers, right? That's a very big health risk. And to me, it's like, if I'm making love with somebody, I want to be able to, there's no boundaries. There's no limits. I want to be able to be fully vulnerable and open with you and you with me. And that's why I would prefer that we build that mental and spiritual and emotional connection before we ever build that physical connection. Because when we do finally merge, I want us to merge I want it to be earth-shattering. And I know the energy that I carry, that's all I'm willing to entertain is earth-shattering lovemaking. I don't want casual, superficial shit. If you're simply into masturbating with people's bodies, that's your thing. Me, I don't prefer to do that, honey. I can stay home and do that with myself, baby, and have a great ass time because I love myself and I merge with myself and I know myself so deeply, right? But it's like I want it to be limitless. I want it to be no boundaries. And most people can only do that when they're with somebody that they love, they deeply trust, and they deeply know. And that's all I want. I don't want anything less than that. Anything less than that, to me, is not worth having. Also, I'm just tell you, baby, Miss Divine, honey, this ain't no regular degular. This is the Black Panther, baby. You can't be just handing this out, baby. This is the spiritual awakening cat, baby. You can't just be handing this out willy-nilly. That's how you get stalkers and people acting crazy. And because I've known this power that I hold within my very being, I don't want to be irresponsible with that. Just giving that out. To me, no, this is premium, top-notch, special selection type cat, baby. We don't go just giving that out willy-nilly, honey. This is the grip of 10,000, honey. We don't go just giving that out, baby. We don't go just snatching souls, honey, on the casual. Nah, we reserve that for somebody who has made it up to the platinum level, honey. When we first meet you, baby, you ain't even on the subscription plan, baby. And when we do finally realize that we like it, you start from the copper, baby. And then you got to work your way up through the bronze, the silver, the gold, the diamond, and the platinum, honey. But yes, my thing is anything that's worth having is what it's worth waiting for. And earth-shattering lovemaking, like, it's the art of seduction. Take your time. Let it build. Let those other parts build. Because one thing I know, when you have that mental connection, when you have that spiritual connection, when you have that emotional trust and connection, the lovemaking, out of this world. Whew. Why would I settle for anything less? I almost feel like I'm a priestess in a sense where I do feel asexual a lot of the time because, like I said, I'm not attracted to people off of superficial stuff. I have to really get to know the depth of people to even feel some type of sexual attraction. I'm telling you, when I first meet people and go out on dates and stuff, honey, my coochie be like, you can leave me home, honey. I'm gonna be watching Netflix and chilling out, baby. Let me know when you get back. She ain't want to go on a date, honey. She be like, I don't know them, baby. I ain't interested. Leave me home, honey. Just turn on Netflix, a good movie, baby. I'll be here when you get back. So it's just like, yeah, I was thinking that because sometimes I run across people where, they're into that type of stuff. And it's not often. It's just here and there. But I'll have to let them know, like, honey, no, this not that, baby. Not that type of woman, honey. I'm pretty sure you'll find one in there that's into that type of stuff, baby. I'm not. I'm not. There's no celebrity. There's no model. There's no amount of money. There's no amount of status that could ever get me to do one night stands, casual sex, and all that other stuff, honey. All that other, even threesomes. Not interested, baby. Have been, never will be. I've just always really known myself when it comes down to, especially that, to my sexual desire. Like I said, I'm a very, very sexual woman. I have a lot of sexual energy. But for me in particular, what I do with my sexual energy is, one, I told y'all, self-pleasure. I've mastered the art of self-pleasure. Like, I love making love to me. But also, too, I've learned to alchemize that energy. Because we got to realize that energy is energy. Energy is very neutral. And you can alchemize it to anything that you want. You can also move it up the chakras. So for instance, if it's right there in that sacral and root area, you can move it up to the higher chakras and use it to get things done. Me, I use it to build my business. I use it to work out. I use it to manifest whatever I want. So you don't have to discharge your sexual energy through sexual activity. You can move it up the chakra system and discharge it in other ways that may be more productive. The energy that you're experiencing in that sacral chakra is not only sexual energy, it's productivity and creativity and vision and imagination. So it's like it allows you to cultivate and create and produce, and you can move it up the other chakras to really do big things. And that's what I prefer to do with it. I don't prefer to discharge my sexual energy with other human beings like that. And that's why I said a lot of times I feel asexual, because I can probably count on one hand how many people I've actually been sexually attracted to. Just never been into it. I'm a very empowered woman. I would consider myself a goddess. But I'm very one that sexual discipline and sexual alchemy is right up my chart. And like I said, and it's not because I'm a prude, probably the freakiest person you'll meet. When it comes down to just me and a man, I'm probably the freakiest one you'll meet. Now, if you're talking about multiple people and group sets and animals and all type of other stuff, nah. I'm probably am a prude when it comes down to that stuff. But when it comes down to me, it's just one other man, baby. I'm probably the freakiest person honey. We gonna lick armpits, toes. We licking everything, honey. But yes. But let me know what y'all think. I think this needs to be talked about because a lot of times we only get that other side. We only get that other dynamic of the overly sexual, free sex, casual sex, let's just sex everybody type agenda when it comes down to women empowerment and the goddesses. But me, I'm very much, I think we need to show the full dynamic of it's not one way to woman and it's not one way to goddess. We have a large spectrum of who we are, and we need to be more vocal about that. Oh, and I did want to kind of also clear out something, because I know specifically like when people meet me, especially in person, I mean, I look like this, right? I'm a very sensual woman, and it's something that you can even kind of see online and over these videos. But I think in person it's even more like kind of breathtaking, because my energy is very sensual and it's very potent. And when I walk in a room, people can feel it. But remember, I said sensual, not sexual. See, too many people confuse sensual and sexual. I'm a very sensual woman, meaning when it comes down to look and feel and taste and touch and smell and see, highly sensual. When you look at me, when you smell me, when you taste me, which people don't really get to do, what I'm saying, but it's like when you touch me, when you, like, I'm just highly sensual, and people confuse that for me being possibly open to other people experiencing me in that way. Also, I do have a high sexual energy that people might feel that charge off of me. I've come across some people where when we'll talk, they'll kind of be a little shocked to find out that I'm not into casual sex and one night stands and being promiscuous. Like, they're like, "Oh, I thought you would have been the type," and it's like, no, honey, I'm probably the total opposite. And it's like, while I do, I do kind of, proclaim and show a lot of highly sensual energy that tends to attract a little bit of everybody, men, women, dogs, everybody, trees, everybody be wanting some of Jessica Divine. And while I do have this high sexual charge to me, I take that energy and transmute it and alchemize it to do other things, like help people to heal themselves, help me to build my business, help me to push through workouts, help me to master intellectual, feats and mastery and things like that. As far as discharging this energy I have about me sexually, I really don't do that. I'm not interested. So I wanted to clear that up because, a lot of people, men and women might look at me thinking that, oh, well, you're attractive and you have this energy to you, this very sensual energy to you. You're probably into all type of stuff. And no, it's very far from the truth, honey. It's kind of funny because it's like, specifically like in college and stuff, all of the people that I thought were so innocent and so pure and so quiet and just a bookworm, they was like the most promiscuous people around campus. So it's like, never judge a book by its cover. Never, get to know people and, get to know yourself and figure out what you want and figure out that what you want is for you and what other people want is for them. Everybody doesn't have to move or think the same.